Hey YouTube, Carrots Week here, bringing you all an update to my Evil Hero Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile for Post-Supreme Darkness. We got a bunch of new Evil Hero cards in the latest Yu-Gi-Oh booster pack, ones that really do help with the overall playstyle of the Evil Hero deck, and even being able to Evil Hero some of Jaden's other monsters from the Neospatian line, and his other elemental heroes that haven't really gotten the Evil Hero treatment, including the new fusion boss monster you see here, Evil Hero Neoslord. So very happy with the results of the deck, and we will be seeing some more support in the upcoming future packs as well. So definitely something to look forward to with those sets. But until then, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters for the Evil Hero line. We're running 3 copies of Evil Hero Adusted Gold. You can discard this card to add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except for Evil Hero Adusted Gold. You can only use this effect of Evil Hero Adusted Gold once per turn. It cannot attack until you control a fusion monster. So this is just mostly your search power for your Evil Hero cards in the deck. Being able to discard it just to add our main go-to fusion spell, the original Dark Fusion, or any card that mentions it, gives us a wide variety of search for the majority of cards in the deck. So that's why it's a definite 3 of, just so we always have this card as a resource to grab whatever we need for the deck. For the new Evil Hero cards, running 2 copies of Evil Hero Dead End Prison. If you control a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Dead End Prison once per turn this way, and you can send 1 hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you fusion summon a hero monster this turn, this face-up card can also be used as substitute for the material mentioned by name, but all fusion materials must be correct. You can only use this effect of Dead End Prison once per turn, so being able to use this card as more or less a replacement for some of the other fusion cards we need in the deck can help us get around some of the required monsters, like for Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire, and also cards like our Malicious Fiend. We have options with this card being a special summon resource as well, to then be able to go into some of our link monsters in the deck as well. But being able to special summon out this card and then being able to send a hero monster from our deck to the graveyard also gives us graveyard setup for some other hero monsters we run in the deck. And then also the 1 copy of Evil Hero Toxic Bubble. You can special summon this card from your hand, but you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except for hero monsters. And you can only special summon Evil Hero Toxic Bubble once per turn this way. If it's special summon and you control a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, you can draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect of Toxic Bubble once per turn. So this is the Evil Hero version of Elemental Hero Bubble Man, just as Dead End Prison was the Evil Hero version of Prisma. Being able to have another special summon onto the field, and then also being able to, with its special summon, you control a fusion monster that was special summoned with Dark Fusion. Being able to draw 2 cards gives you more of a draw engine that the deck does need, because you will invest a lot in your Evil Hero plays. And then being able just to have this monster as another hero resource. And the fact that Evil Hero Toxic Bubble is also a water monster allows us to have some Elemental Hero Absolute Zero plays in the deck as well. So another useful play lined up for your hero monsters. For the other Evil Heroes that we run, we also run the 1 new copy of the new Evil Hero Infernal Rider and the copy of Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. With Infernal Rider, if this card's normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dark Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and you can banish this card and 4 other monsters from your graveyard to set 1 Super Polymerization from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon except for hero monsters, but you can fusion summon monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion using other card effects. These effects last until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only use this effect of Infernal Rider once per turn. So this card is meant to be a card to give you access to super polymerization, but also be able to make use of that super polymerization to go into your evil heroes on the following turn against your opponent. Being able to banish those other monsters from your graveyard just means you need that setup to search that card, which you can easily do with all of the setup you'll do with your hero monsters. And Sinister Necrom, being able to banish it to special summon an evil hero monster from your hand or deck, just gives you more of that research extension in the deck also. For the non-evil hero monsters, we're running 1 copy copy of Elemental Hero Neos. Now this card is needed for the summon of our evil hero Neos Lord. It also goes well with some of the other cards we run in the deck for search power and setup for those monsters to be able to summon out as well. The 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious to be able to use these cards with the added setup of our send power of our evil hero Dead End Prison. The 2 copies of Elemental Hero Stratos and the 2 copies of Vision Hero Vion, just for the fact that they can send generic hero monsters for the setup, being able to send a hero monster when Vision Hero is normal or special summon, and add with Stratos just a hero monster means we can add cards like a Dusted Gold off of Stratos, or search our Dead End Prison or Toxic Bubble to be able to special summon them onto the field as well. And also the 2 copies of Nibiru just as a main deck monster to help when going second against your opponent, and also being a rock monster can be used with Dark Gaia to summon out and also use the summon of this card and its token to your opponent's field as another super polymerization target with our evil hero monsters. And that is it for the main deck monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. Running 3 copies of the new spell Evil Assault. You discard 1 card to take 1 level 4 or lower evil hero monster from your deck and either add to your hand or special summon it. And for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon one from the extract except for hero monsters. If this card is in your graveyard except the turn was sent there, you can banish it to add 1 Dark Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use each effect of Evil Assault once per turn, but having the lower numbers for our evil hero monsters also just gives us search power by discarding a card. Depending on the card we discard, we could potentially set up more hero monsters in our graveyard to make use of for the banish power, and depending on which one we set up as well, could have varying effects or set up for some of our other evil heroes. I also run the 3 copies of A Hero Lives, so we can have the search power using our life points to be able to summon out our elemental hero Stratos to the field as well. For the setup, if you wanted to run Shadow Mist as an added backup option, you can always adjust the numbers of Vision Hero Vion you run in the deck as well for this particular spot. But for the 1-ofs for the remainder of our spells, we also have a 1-of count for our evil hero cards. 1 for the fact that Dark Fusion can be recycled, and also for the fact that a Dusted Gold can search majority of these cards. So the 1 copy of Dark Fusion, once again, it can be added back from the graveyard. It gives protection power to our special summon monsters as well. The 1 copy of the new Dark Contact, you activate 1 of these effects, but you can only use each effect of Dark Contact once per turn. You fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion by shuffling its material from the field, graveyard, and or banish into the deck. It's treated as a fusion summon with Dark Fusion, or you can add 1 Supreme King's Gate Castle or the Dark Fusion from your deck to your hand. So having that additional field spell as well makes it so we can fusion summon out our evil hero monsters without the need of Dark Fusion, and then also have attack gaining power as well by sending an evil hero monster from our deck or extra deck to the graveyard also. And then the 1 Dark Calling as more or less a Miracle Fusion like spell card to be able to summon out our evil hero monsters by using them from our hand or our field as well for that summon from the hand or graveyard, not the field, using the Dark Calling. Remember that for the banish option as well with the Dark Contact, because the more we banish off of these cards, the more we can set up for this spell as well. Other generic spells for fusion include the 1 copy of Miracle Fusion, the 1 copy of Polymerization, and then the 2 copies of Super Polymerization. The Super Polymerization can be searched off of the Infernal Rider, and then Polymerization and Miracle Fusion just gives us access to some of the other hero monsters that we run in the deck as well to be able to summon out. And then for the generic spell lineup, the 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army, the 1 Foolish Burial, and the 1 Call by the Grave. Reinforcements of the Army being able to search out a good majority of the hero cards that we run in the deck, aside from the evil heroes because they are fiends, but we can use cards like Foolish Burial to also set up some of those other monsters, as I mentioned before, the Infernal Rider for the Super Polymerization play, using the Banish play, and then any card we banish be able to be placed back thanks to Dark Contact. And for the traps, running the 1 copy of Dark Supremacy. You target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Dark Fusion and spells that mention it in your graveyard. Negate their effects until the end of this turn. And if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn was sent there, you can banish it, target 5 hero monsters in your graveyard, or banish, shuffle them into the deck. More recycle power, just like our Dark Contact, but also being able to add this card since it does have Dark Fusion in the name, so just another 1 of. And then the 1 copy of Favorite Contact, to special summon a fusion monster from the extra deck that mentions a hero monster, ignoring its summoning condition, just so we can grab a particular hero needed for one of our fusion summons, especially since we can go into Shining Neos Wingman in the deck, being able to use Favorite Contact to grab cards like our needed hero monsters, ignoring the summoning conditions, to then be able to summon out those monsters. And then lastly, the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, just another hand trap spot, along with the Nibiru lineup to use as backup for our hero plays. For the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of the new evil hero, Neos Lord, needing Elemental Hero Neos for 1 fusion monster that mentions it, and 1 effect monster on the field. So we also run a good variety of those other hero monsters to be able to summon out, to use as the fusion requirements for this card. And then just 1 effect monster on the field makes it for a viable super polymerization target of any of our opponent's monsters. It must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If this card's special summoned or a monster sent to the opponent's graveyard while this card's on the field, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and take control of it. So then being able to just have the permanent take control of one of your opponent's cards means you have that monster to then use against your opponent with no fear of its effect being negated or anything like that. You take away your opponent's card in a very super polymerization playstyle like card and no repercussions afterwards. The 1 copy of Malicious Bane for the added protection and power of this card, and also being able to destroy all monsters your opponent control using this card, and just needing a evil hero monster and a level 5 or higher monster. Perfect spot for cards like Malicious or Sinister Necrom. The 1 copy of the new evil hero, Infernal Wing Backfire, needing Avion or Burstinatrix or +1 hero monster, but we don't run them in the deck, so we use the effect of the Dead End Prison to count in the 1 spot for the Backfire, and then just needing 1 additional hero monster, and then also being able to, when it's special summon, add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentioned it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, having an additional search monster on top of the Adusted Gold. And if your hero monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 2100 points of damage to your opponent, being a powered up version of what Flame Wingman initially was with its 2100 attack. And then 1 copy of the new evil hero, Darkest Night, needing a Fiend monster and 1 warrior monster, mixing in the hero monsters with the evil heroes as well to summon out this card. And then also you're making your opponent's monsters lose attack thanks to this card, and it can make a 2nd attack during each battle phase. A pretty powered up level 8 monster to be able to do that. With the 1600 attack, it'll rely on lowering your opponent's monster's attack down to use its own attack to over it. The 1 copy of Malicious Fiend and the 1 Dark Gaia for the added Nibiru play I mentioned before, the super polymerization resource, and then being able to use the Dead End Prison to once again copy the Malicious Fiend, needing Malicious Edge for the deck. If you wanted to run a 2nd Bane or a Neos Lord, you could always take out the Malicious Fiend for that spot also. And then for the rest of the hero fusions, the 1 copy of Infernal Rage, the 1 copy of Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, the 1 copy of Elemental Hero Sunrise. We have the Miracle Fusion Search with this card as well, just needing 2 hero monsters with different attributes. The 1 Absolute Zero, because once again, the Toxic Bubble is a water monster, so having a monster to be able to summon out with the water attribute, very, very useful. The 1 copy of Shining Neos Wingman as another Neos target to summon out from the extra deck as well, using our Favorite Contact, and the 1 Vision Hero Trinity for the use of more hero monsters for a boosted attack power hero monster also. And then for the Link monsters, the 1 copy of Extra Hero Infernal Devicer, the 1 Wonder Driver, and the 1 Dread Decimator, locking into hero plays for a good majority of the cards we run in the deck. So just being able to have some Link monsters to use as resources to also build up monsters in the graveyard to use for summoning out, and using the Banish effect of our Infernal Rider, going into Link monster after Link monster with these cards as well. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, as I mentioned before, we have the search and setup of cards like our Adusted Gold, being able to grab a good majority of these cards. If you use the A Hero Lives play, you can use your life points, paying half of them, to summon out your Stratos. Stratos can then grab the Adusted Gold, discarding this card to add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentions it. So since we have the brand new Evil Assault card that also mentions the Dark Fusion in its name, you can activate this card, discarding the 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to then add or special summon an evil hero monster from your deck. So then you can grab the level 4 evil hero monster, being your Dead End Prison, to the field as well, meeting the requirements for 1 of your other cards, but also being able to use the effect of Dead End Prison to send 1 evil hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. It just has to be a hero monster, so you can send cards like your Malicious. So then if you didn't have the Malicious to send off of your other card, you could send an additional hero card like your Necrom as another special summon of an Evil Hero monster from your hand or deck. And so you'll have 2 special summons for Evil Hero monsters off of these cards as well. You can go for the Link to play with those 2 monsters on the field as well to summon out your needed hero monster to the field. Also, using the Banish for your Sinister Necrom to grab you an Evil Hero monster from the deck as well to summon out, and then use the Malicious to give you 1 more additional monster for the summon of those cards onto the field for that play. You'll have the Banish of the Evil Assault the next following turn to add the Dark Fusion back. But if you don't go for that, you at least have the summon of your other malicious monster. So if you have the means to fusion summon these cards out onto the field as well with either the Dark Fusion play or one of your other hero monsters, using them for that setup. The other play that you can rely on is the summon of your Neos monsters as well, using the favorite contact spell as well. Special summoning the fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions by placing the fusion materials mentioned on it on the bottom of the deck in any order from among the cards in your hand, field, and or graveyard. Placing the Elemental Neos also, if you place the Elemental Hero Neos under the deck, you have the special summon option for those cards as well for your summon of your monsters. So depending on how you want to use those monsters for those resources, you have the added play with favorite contact to summon out that hero monster to then use for the summon of your Neos monster as well. But the big play there comes down to the fact that if you also go for the Stratos search we mentioned before, you can use it to add your Elemental Hero Neos to your hand, and then from there have the same Dark Fusion play for your Neos Lord as well, needing the fusion and 1 effect monster on the field. So then you have the same fusion power for your Dark Fusion using the Stratos and the Elemental Hero Neos alone to make the Neos Lord on the field also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, very, very excited with the Supreme Darkness set. It's definitely going to be a fun set that focuses on a lot of old school Yu-Gi-Oh decks. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.